evening and welcome to the Monday's Regional News. We start with news from Trinidad and Tobago. 38-year-old Ronald Johnson, a former member of the U.S. Army, is expected to appear before the Princestown Magistrates Court on Monday after being charged with the murder of her mother, Patsy Ramcharan. The charges were laid against her on Friday following the advice of Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, Joan Paul, after investigations were conducted by officers attached to the Homicide Bureau of Investigations. Johnson and Ramcharan were at their Muruga home when the accused allegedly stabbed their mother several times about her body. Johnson was arrested on the same date, and the charges were later instituted. We now look at news from Barbados. Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley has been named by the Financial Times as one of the 25 most influential women of 2022. The newspaper describes Mottley as one of the most formidable leaders of her generation. The lawyer who trained at the London School of Economics, Mottley won her first political seat at the age of 28. At COP26, she made clear that the failure of industrialized states to meaningfully invest to halt climate change was catastrophic for the planet. Her speech was as inspiring as it was humbling, and citizens globally were gripped, said the Times. This year, our Bridgeton agenda to reform the international financial system offers real practical solutions, it added. Her ability to speak truth to power is also apparent at home, where she oversaw the birth of Barbados as a republic, leaving its colonial past behind. Mottley expects this term as premier to be her last. Whatever she does next, the world is lucky to have her. We close with news from Trinidad and Tobago. Minister of Finance Colum Imbert has announced that the country has, for the first time in 14 years, achieved a fiscal surplus, the first since 2007-2008. In a release, Imbert said the total revenue in fiscal year 2022 was $54.2 billion, or $10.8 billion more than originally estimated. The total expenditure was $53.1 billion, or $690 million more than originally estimated. He noted, though, that the Budget Division advised that there may be another $100 million in expenditure in 2022 that is still to be brought to account. Taking into account the additional $100 million in expenditure that may be brought into account in due course, the provisional outturn of fiscal 2022, instead of a deficit, is therefore a fiscal surplus. The minister added that additional money could now be used for flood relief. This improved out-of-turn for fiscal 2022 has given the government the additional fiscal space to implement the $150 million program of disaster relief and infrastructure work announced by the Office of the Prime Minister, Minister Imbert noted. Economist Dr. Marlene Att said although the announcement was good news, it was a little strange that the country went suddenly from being in recovery mode from COVID-19 to a surplus. I think it would be important for the ministry to also release the expenditure lines from the various ministries so that we have a clear sense of where the surplus and the balanced budget is coming from, Att said. Because clearly the minister himself didn't even have a line of sight of this when he presented the budget for 2023. The final accounts of fiscal 2022 must be reported to the Parliament by the end of January 2023. Thank you for